This is Ummita, a beautiful young Nigerian lady killed by her husband-to-be, who is a Chinese man. Now, what we can learn from it, how it started, that it got to this point. Now, according to what I've heard, this is a lady, she was taken care of by the man. Her education, build a house for, her and the parents. The first lesson I want us to pick from here, as a man, I don't know if someone have this experience, you let us know, but for me, those I've heard, those I've witnessed, as a man, don't take care of a woman that you have not married yet, especially when it comes to education, in the sake of marrying her in the future. That's the first thing we should understand. He took care of her, sponsored her education, built them a house. Then after everything, when he's ready to marry her, the mother said no, because I learned the father is not around, it's just the mother. She said no, they won't agree for him to marry her. But you are the same who agreed or who accepted for him to sponsor her education even out of the country. That one was okay with the family. But when it was time for him to marry her, then you were against the marriage. I quite remember before this incident happened, one sheikh was asked about this same issue, this particular couple, and he explained if they want to marry, certain things that they are supposed to do. He advised them, especially the woman. And whatever causes this murder, I heard, is the lady who pulled the knife first to threaten the man. How many times are we going to witness this? How many times are we not taking lessons from things that are happening around us? I quite remember years ago, I think 2020 or so, one lady was sentenced to death. The same incident has been happening in Nigeria. I don't know what is going on. Are we not learning, taking any lesson from what is going on around us? You have issue with a man. How on earth will you pull a knife in the first place? This is what I heard allegedly. That's why I said it's the lesson that I want us to pick from here. That's the first thing for a man. And secondly, this is a man who converted into the deen for the sake of marrying the woman, because he has invested into the relationship, and you made him understand that he cannot marry you unless he is a Muslim. And he agreed and he converted into the deen. This one too, I have cousins, family, friends who are non-Muslim because of this ideology. Before you marry someone, no matter how much you love the person, if you met the person and the person is already converted into the deen and is a Muslim, you met the person, you fell in love, whatever, and you got married, it's fine. But for the person to tell you, because of you, I will convert and I will marry you, or you will marry me, we should be very careful about such incidents. Those that I have witnessed, it never ends well. Either you end up losing your children, being non-Muslim, you losing either the wife or the husband, going back to being a non-Muslim. And As a Muslim, everybody will be happy to have family that are also Muslim. I have this issue within our family because the ideology is, oh, our grandmother converted into the deen, so it's fine. Since already I have families that are non-Muslim, I have a choice to choose here. If you don't want to face problems like this, don't ever go for someone with the idea that, oh, I'm going to let them convert so that I'll marry them. No. Let them make that decision, accept Allah on their own, convert on their own, know the truth, accept Islam. You meet them, you marry them, fine. But for you to say that I want to marry the person and I'll convert the person, the moment the relationship turns sour in the future, the person feels like you are the reason why I converted. Since we are no more, why should I stay in it? The only exception will be like when the person came, they came with a sincerity, they got to understand the deen, they will stay. As I'm saying, family, friends, both couples are still Muslims, but the children are all non-Muslims. Because they feel like, oh, my mother converted, so why should I stay with this deen? I can choose another one. So in the end, if you don't lose your kids, you will lose that wife. If you are the reason why they converted. If the relationship turns sour, she's going to go with the kids. And if it doesn't turn sour, the children will have this ideology that, oh, why should I? Unless you work very hard at the beginning to make sure that they are well invested in the deen and they understand it. The last thing I will talk about it. Please, whenever we have issues, let's learn how to control ourselves, control our heart. Because mostly we do it and before you realize you've done it and you've regretted and there's no turning back. This lady that I said was sentenced to death, later she was pleading in the name of Allah, but no one was ready to listen to her because of how painful she took their family from them. She took a member of their family. She was pleading in the name of Allah, but no one was ready to listen to her. And she was sentenced to death. Let's be careful and learn how to control our heart. If you feel you can't do it anymore, be reasonable with each other. Take it easy with each other, but not in the harsh way as this lady did, if it is true. May Allah help us all and may Allah guide us all and give us understanding. Assalamu alaikum.